Hi everyone, time for a Thread Thursday. Today's stitch is oyster stitch on the stitch wheel. Now I have done quite a few practices and can you believe I still can mess it up. It actually shouldn't be very hard at all, but this was my practice and I used different weights, very fine cotton, thicker perlé and a couple of double strands which were a little bit difficult. Today I'm using a two strand embroidery, no, 3. Okay, so let's see, because I've already done this about 10 times. I have no idea why it's so difficult. So you're going to come up to the right and just up here. It shouldn't be difficult. And because your thread is coming over and then under, you're creating a twisted chain. It shouldn't be difficult. Now my advice is to hold this here so you don't come up and lose that. And then you come under here. Now you can put your needle to secure it in there, and then you come up just above the top of that and you're doing another chain stitch. So it's like one twisted chain and then a normal chain. And that's how it goes. So this can be used for petals or leaves. I guess looking at this now, this little foot didn't need to be as long. It could have been a lot closer so it was more bunched up. Right, I've seen a lot of people do it this way, where they come in the other way. Right, so this is, yes, it's just more fiddly doing it that way to me, but I'm just showing you this way as well. All right, now you're going to come round and under here. So I see it's just way too fiddly for me, and that's my opinion, doing it this other way. Maybe if you're right-handed it works. And basically from this angle this does work, because you can come down through that loop. If you want to, you could pull that loop tighter and then up at the top, but make sure you've got your chain, so it's got to come under through and then cast off from that point or make another one. So this is a lot shorter, this is longer and it's got a long little tail. So I'm going to go out on a limb and try a really long tail and see what happens. So come on there, I'm going to hold that down, coming under. Coming in here, up there, and then this has to come around. Try not to lose my tail in the edge of the needle. Around and under the needle to create that second chain, and up through and then to the back. Now the reason I just did that was because I was thinking if they're petals or leaves, if it was an actual leaf, this would be a stem. So that might have been done by someone else. It probably has. Who knows? I don't watch everything, but that's what I just discovered while I was doing that. So that's oyster stitch. Let me look on here. So one of my favourite ones was the fatter one. It's a lot wider. These are done properly. So it's quite a, can be with thicker, quite a tactile raised stitch. While we're on the purples for this one, let's do it with a slightly bigger needle and thread. So What's this one? I guess it's a 5 weight perlé. Okay, I'm going to do it the way that I find easiest. So I'm coming up through here, coming to the right, and then to the left, wrapping this under, pulling the needle through. Now I'm going under here. I'm going to hold that, because it does seem to give me a bit of grief, that one. Coming through that loop that I've just made. So when I pull that, this stitch is staying where it was. The third stage would be coming under and making a chain. And not getting caught on anything. Alright, so that's, to me that's quite textural. I really like that. And I think I'll make one more, and I will try to make the little tail bit shorter. Try to keep it really, really close. Under, so it's over and then round behind for step 1. Step 2 is to come down through here, and step 3 is to come round here and make another chain, so come under the needle, pull it through, and then come round to the back. So I've seen it done 2 ways. I've seen someone go down through this little part to secure it too, because I'm seeing here it's actually sticking up a little bit. So up to you how you do it. I think this is one of those ones that probably lends itself to having a few different variations. But to me, that's probably how, this is probably how it should look, not with a long tail like that, or these two, and like that, but maybe you can see these are a fair way apart, but on this they're actually quite close. I'm still not sure that that's how it's meant to look, sticking up like that, but it gives a 3D element that I actually like. So there you go, oyster stitch. The other thing, I can't remember if I showed this, but I just thought I'd show a few of my little behind the scenes play at night moments. I had a chat to Ariane about it. Just sometimes you've actually just got to be off the camera and doodling along and having a play and seeing what you come up with on your own if you're just playing. But I think I might have shown this one. So anyway, this was a sit by the TV watching MasterChef or something like that, getting some cooking ideas in. That's one. Here's another one. So I was actually, remember I'd done the painting for Roxy's Stitchery. I'd done that painting on this bit of material that I'd cut the hearts out for the last June panel, and I saw it and it was sort of just cut up, and I thought I want to make a piece that's more like one of my paintings, you know, an abstract painting. And I think I started it up this way, and I added in a little bit of Huss's shirt, a bit of that beautiful tea towel that I got from the antique shop. I had this bit of canvas that I had just actually been practicing sewing on with the machine, so it's doubled over, but I thought I loved the edge. And then I thought, so that these weren't on, and I looked at it, that wasn't on, and I thought I wanted to put some circles on, so I used some of the spare bit of that and cut 2 circles. So I've done a blanket stitch here and a picot stitch here. And then I thought that's not enough. added the, I've added the French knot straight stitch. Then I added the fly stitch but with long tails, so they look like upside down Y. So this was the way I was working. And while I was using that, then I went off up and did some blanket stitch along the edge there because it was looking like it was going to fray out. Next thing I did was added these little, just thread through, thread out, tie in a knot, and then I added the chain stitches here, and that's when I went, okay, is it finished or not? And I knew it wasn't, but because it was a bit bare. So then I started fiddling around looking at it, all different ways up. And I added a bit of batting under this bit of material. And the whole idea was, I was looking at it this way thinking, oh, I might just make a little house. I know I've talked about houses before. Sometimes I want to make lots and lots of little painted houses or sewn or mixture of both. And I really enjoyed doing the country cottage in the Journalist Stitchery. So it was starting as a house, and then I went, oh, well, it's an abstract piece. Why would I put a roof on and make it a scene? So I stopped that. Then after that, I put this little bit of this tea towel. I had a spare little half moon that I found, and I put a bit of batting behind that. So I was batting behind that, and then I was on a roll with the batting. And as I was turning it round, oh, I forgot I also added these stitches. I thought to myself, it actually looks like a landscape. So this way up, I thought, it is a bit like a sun, it's an abstract landscape. I found this little bit of tactile, detailed, it's like embossed cotton. And so I put some wadding under that, and then I put blanket stitch around most of it. And it was like a little cloud. And then these became birds. So it just kept altering and altering and altering, and in the end, that is what I finished with, and that's finished. I'm not doing any more with that. I don't know where it's going or anything. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. That is not the point. What else did I do? So I'm showing my behind the scenes. I had a little go at a round pin cushion. I did film it, but then I just deleted all the footage because I thought I probably won't use it. It's like a little poof. And so even though it is all right, I didn't think it was kind of really very well made or very good. But it was my first little try at a pin cushion. I think probably if I stuffed it a bit full, because this little toy from the op shop is very, very, it's really stuffed. Really quite stuffed. So maybe it's just that I didn't stuff it enough. But I'll leave it, I'll keep it aside and find something else to do with that. Then I researched, and I started researching all sorts of pin cushions, and I found so many varieties and so many things that people have made that it was a bit overwhelming, and I thought maybe I'll do a whole season, of pin cushions, make one of every design. So if I'll put the link for Lisa's YouTube tutorial of this one, because it was really very well made, and you can print out for free this pattern, and it's a mannequin. So I think I'm going to do that. So there's an apron, and it's got a little pocket in the apron so you can stick in a couple of things, and that's what I'm going to start. I'll probably cut it all out off camera and come back for the next Thread Thursday with it, but it's not a really long one today. I just wanted to go through some of my behind the scenes things. Now, here's that highly embossed material, really lovely. This was another sit by the TV, doodle along and not think too much about anything. And I wanted to use the little Dutch scene, as you've seen, And then I just was putting bits of material on, doing straight stitch. And I also wanted to use a bit of this beautiful, beautiful old quilt that Lisa Maddock had sent me. I think she also sent me these from an antique Suffolk puff quilt as well. So I did all this and then realised it kind of had this divide, and then I realised I've made another cover. So I've made another book cover. Now this is not going to be going on a hardcover book. This is going to be soft cover. And if anyone saw Gina's video with her soft cover little booklets that she was making, I'm thinking that this is precisely what this is going to be. I love the little rip in the quilt because it's so old. I can't remember, Lisa said it was probably 30s or 40s, and this material's all fraying through here. So it was a bit lopsided, and I've added in a bit of material up the top to just square it off a bit and make it sit right. Now I think my inside pages for this are probably going to be a bit of sewing machine as well, like I'll probably sew them in, and I might add some sewing machine design elements, you know, like quilty type of through the areas, because I haven't used a machine for a while and it's still part of our craft. So there's that. And the other thing I've been doing, because I was thinking about the mannequin and I was thinking about dolls, and just another evening worth of doodling. My daughter said this is creepy, and that's all right with me. So it's a little doll, the start of a doll, and I haven't quite worked out, I think, because it's a work in progress, you know, when you're sitting and you're just making it up on the spot and you're putting it all together, and it's really just your creative expression. You don't always think about the end result. It's about the journey in between. But I am thinking of, you know, making it actually that size, having a backing and stuffing it. And so the mannequin also inspired me a little bit, because that could be the base, and I could make it so it sits on a base and it's stuffed. I'm just at the moment thinking, am I putting arms and legs or not? I'm making it a doll, or is it something that's just going to have no arms? I think it needs arms. Anyway, so that's my work in progress at the moment. I wanted to start doing a bit of line work embroidery. So this is the first page. So just doodling, you know, I will probably cut out the bits I like and chuck out the bits I don't. Just playing with designs, playing with ideas. And the reason I say I will probably chuck out the bits I don't like and keep the bits I do like is because if they're cut up, I can place them down and move them around. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the sort of thing that I can just move around a bit of material and see what works where. So this was just mucking around with a mandala sort of shape, and this could have that woven picot around the outside. Bit of a sunflower. This is just to remind me, but what I probably will do a proper technical one for a woven rose. You know, I'll probably print out some proper circles with the lines at the right spacings. But I also thought, if I've got some rows of, this is like blanket stitch, I can move them around, some leaves and branches. Now you could, obviously you could freeform, but like my other large work, I was just free-forming the whole thing, but then you know, maybe if I had a little bit more of a plan, I could have filled up certain spots differently. Look, I'm all for improvisation, and I'm all for, you know, managing to be creative, but I do sort of also like the idea of having a little bit of a plan. I don't want to be so planned that I feel like my creativity is totally stifled, because that's a killer. Can't do that, that kills me. Never been able to do that. As well as the fact that I have an attention span of a gnat at the best of times. So this is where I'm up to with this. I particularly also like, I love these little trails of fly stitch, but I love these little sort of, they're like seed, you know, like fossils. I've got a little fossil, I'll have to find it out and show you. It's like a little fossil, or it's like a goat horn or something like that. Alright, so I was trying to draw a lily, but I don't think I liked it. I don't think I liked that either. Forget that. And then I got onto the fuchsias, so I'm loving some of these for sure. So next I want to, yeah, I'm going to do a sheet of pomegranates. So I love pomegranates. They're just such an amazing, beautiful colour and patterns. I've just finished cutting these out, and then I'll show you what I mean. Anyway, so this is, you know, it's a design element. You could find one for one bit of material and just do single ones, which is something I'm thinking of for sure. I'm just using a little bit of Sarah's backing shibori dyed materials just to sort of highlight tassel, or a bit of blanket stitch and a tassel, or there's so many varieties of things you could do. Let me use the, here, let's use this. Here's an old pocket off Huss's shirt. Endless amounts of value. Things like this. This could just help you with your composition, like that. All fun and all play. And I was thinking, if I'm doing something like this, I can be sewing them onto there and then cutting them out, fussy cutting them and then re-sewing them down, you know, all sorts of things. Yeah. Up to you. I mean, it's endless, the possibilities. So I just want to do a little quick catch up, and this is what I'm up to, and take it from there. So hopefully by next Thursday I will have cut out that material for the mannequin. And I'll have something new to show. I wasn't intending to do a Thread Thursday every Thursday, more like once a month or every 2 or 3 weeks, but we'll see how we go. I don't know, it depends how long it is before Roxy's next project starts. Not too long. So it's a short one, but that's it for today. Do you ever look at something, this is segueing just a moment here, that you've picked up? Like, I got this from the op shop, and I sometimes look at it and go, I wonder if a kid made this, and one day they're going to see the video and go, hey, that's mine, I made that. My mum threw it out and sent it to the op shop. Or, oh, I made that and I put it to the op shop because it wasn't very good. But you know what? I've had great value from this as a pin cushion. I call it my voodoo pin cushion, and that's why I wanted to make a new one, because I was thinking that was not a good thing. But you know what? I actually like it. Anyway, I will make a mannequin. Stop waffling now, and hopefully something in there was good. Maybe I will probably get to practicing a few more oyster stitches, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, friends. Bye.